finally got what y'all all been waiting for. The Epstein files are starting to actually be leaked all over the internet. But today we got a video brought to you by Antonio Talks. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hit that bell notification so you guys know exactly when we're uploading. And without further ado, let's see what they released so far about the Epstein files.
So, the Epstein files. We, the
right away,
American
the
citizens,
Epstein
have
files?
been begging the government to, just release everybody that's on this list. I guess you could say there's progress being made because recently some emails have been leaked regarding the Epstein files. Now, the biggest story probably out of this is something regarding Donald Trump and Bill Clinton.
Okay, this is breaking news, but a new leaked email from the deceased human trafficker that was best friends with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton says that there are photos of Donald Trump giving George Slobodanopoulos to Bill Clinton.
This is the email right here. You and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. Ask him if Putin has photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Yo, what the hell? Bubba,
yeah, that's actually
is
crazy,
Bill Clinton.
man.
I'm gonna say this just for my protection. These are all allegations. Nothing is confirmed, but it might be some truth to this right here. So we on Twitter, and this is a tweet back in 2015. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy if Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? Whoa.
Yo.
How does Donald Trump...
And y'all gotta understand, man, these celebrities and like really famous elite people, they live such a different life than us, like, civilians. You know what I mean? And so once we put that in perspective, I honestly don't put none of this stuff past any of them, if I'm being honest. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below.
No, that Hillary wasn't satisfying Bill. Hey, now I just want to say this regarding
what can you make of
people and people that are homophobic. We got to study the pipeline of extremely homophobic individuals to down low pipeline. Because time and time again, these DL men keep getting exposed. And up front, they're like super homophobic, don't like gay people whole time. They gay as hell. Now, this news right here wouldn't really affect anything. It would probably make his supporters not like him. But the emails really show how grim, evil, and just sadistic these elites are.
The thousands of documents related to convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein released by Congress. President Trump's name appears hundreds of times in the newly released batch of emails and text messages as well, including Epstein saying that he'd, quote, met some bad people, none as bad as Trump. And in one text exchange, someone whose name was redacted wrote to Epstein, "It will all blow over. They're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can do to do that." Epstein replied, "Yes, thanks. It's wild because I am the one able to take him down." Trump has called the scandal a hoax, and he denies any wrongdoing. A handful of Republicans, though, are joining Democrats in supporting a bill that would require the release of the Justice Department's files on Epstein. The House is expected to vote on that as early as next week.
Wow. And I have something to say real quick because, and I'm not defending Donald Trump in any way. I'm not defending anybody that is going to be, that's to be found on the Epstein files. My whole thing is this, right? We have this new AI thing popping up, like where AI is literally being able to generate videos that look so real. And all I can say is that, y'all, we're getting closer to a time where things are going to get real scary, where it's going to be really hard to prove yourself innocent in these type of situations. Like, who knows? For all this could be AI generated. All this can be like something like that was made up by somebody, working on a computer. I'm saying? Not saying that it is, but I'm just saying like it could be. Because now that we have AI, so many doors have been opened up to do both evil and good. So, that's something to think about as you watch this.
Email suggests that Trump knew about Epstein's trafficking crimes all along, spent hours alone with a confirmed survivor, and was even called the dog who hasn't barked to the FBI. So 3 emails regarding the Trump-Epstein relationship were just released by Democrats from a batch of thousands of documents received from the Epstein estate subpoena. And the details are damning. The first email is from 2011, when Epstein wrote to Ghislaine Maxwell saying that the only dog that hasn't barked is Trump, and that a certain Epstein survivor, name redacted, spent hours with Trump in Epstein's New York City house, but suggested that the police weren't...
So Trump was with an actual victim. That's what it says in the email, y'all. Let's just bring up President Barack Obama. And I'm gonna be honest, Barack Obama didn't do that much for black people, but I still love Barack Obama. If he had allegations of the things that Trump has, or even the things that Trump has done, he would have not been president, let alone half of those things. This is just an obvious example of white privilege.
aware of Trump's involvement. Maxwell responded saying that she has been thinking about this. The exchange happened around 3 years after Epstein was sentenced to 18 months in a minimum security prison on his plea deal sentence, and he only served about 13 months. The second email is from 2015, right before the 2016 election, when Michael Wolff, who was writing a book about Trump, wrote to Epstein that CNN was going to be asking Trump about their relationship. Epstein asked if they could craft one themselves, what would that answer be? Wolff responds saying that they should just let him hang himself in a way that generates a positive benefit for you, and that if it looks like he could win, you could save him, generating a debt. And that when he's asked, he'll probably say Jeffrey is a good guy, which of course is what Trump had previously said.
The president telling New York Magazine, quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy."
At this point, Epstein was no longer in jail and was encouraging Ghislaine Maxwell to keep going to parties to avoid looking like a convict. The third released email is from 2019, when Epstein wrote to Wolff that a survivor, name redacted, was at Mar-a-Lago. He wrote, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop."
Man.
Some believe this is in reference to Trump allegedly banning Epstein from membership at Mar-a-Lago for poaching girls who had worked for him, but that's not confirmed. So he knew about the girls, didn't bark on Epstein, and there were talks of how Epstein could benefit in some way from a Trump presidency. If that's what's been released so far, imagine what's in the files that are caught up in the House.
Man.
So this is the worst email so far that I have read in the Epstein files. And I'm going to read it to you, but I'm warning you, when I first read this email, I legitimately felt sick to my stomach. Like I'm still having a physiological reaction from it. So this is from Tom Barrack to Jeffrey Epstein. And if you don't know who Tom Barrack is, he is a close friend and fundraiser to Donald Trump. He was the senior advisor to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, and he is currently Trump's ambassador to Turkey. He is in this inner circle. So this is what the email says. And again, I am warning you, it is Epstein. Hope you are well. Photos look good. FYI, I receive many calls a week about both Donald, redacted, Marla, beauty contests, Mar-a-Lago, etc., and Clinton from reporters. Less so recently with Clinton, but my answers are always, I have nothing to say, or I try to ignore it altogether. A few times I have been ambushed on the street with questions, but I'm more careful now. So from this, we can deduce that Barrack just sent Epstein some photos, and Barrack is fully aware of what Epstein is doing.
This is my theory on why so many like rich people become like sick. And I'm not sympathizing with them, by the way, but they got all this money in the world. They done did everything. They done traveled to every place. They done bought everything. What else is there to life? That's when they start doing weird shit. Y'all know all the crazy theories, sacrificing people, that's when they start getting into all of this wicked evilness, because they so fucking bored. They got 20 yachts. They got 20 houses. They don't, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not saying money is evil, because man, money brings.
Yeah, money only makes you. I believe money only makes you more of what you are. So there's a lot of people that think that money will solve all your problems. Money will solve a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? A lot of worldly problems, but it will not solve that. It will not fill that God-shaped hole in your heart. So, like Antonio said, when people do reach a level of elite, when they reach a level of financial status, they just, like, it's like the most darkest and inner parts just come out of them, in secret, only in secret. Sometimes outwardly, but most of the time it be stuff like this where it just happens in secret, but it's so dark and so crazy that obviously they don't want it to be released to the public. And I say that to say this, man, sometimes you have to look back and actually appreciate where you are in life. Whether you're struggling right now with finances or you're actually at the top of your game, realize that no matter how much money you get, nothing will be able to fill that God-shaped hole in your life. And until you find and build a relationship with God, it'll never be filled, man. Like, it's always going to be always going to be a sense of emptiness, and you're going to be trying to fill that emptiness with the pleasures of the world. So that's all I gotta say.
It can bring you happiness, but although on the other end, when you got too much of it, it's like, it low-key kills your soul, bro. That's why I don't want to be rich. I just want to be able to live comfortably, because when you get this type of money, bro, this when you start getting into all that weird shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
Barrack responds with, hope you're good, let's catch up. And Epstein finally says, send photos of you and child. make me smile.
That is this, bro.
That's
just the
actually
fact that
crazy
Donald
work.
Trump has ties to this man, bro. It's such a bad look. Like, and the thing is, y'all, we're about to watch some videos now. MAGA, they still do not care. They trying to actually say that Donald Trump still wasn't in the wrong.
It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government.
By her logic, y'all, the government leaked real emails, but to fake news. So the emails are still real. Like, what?
For a party that claims to care about
That's
affordability,
actually
they
crazy.
sure waste a lot of time on old emails.
Why is it always Fox News, bro? And it's like they can do everything but just say that these emails are fake. They not fake. If I was Donald Trump, I would just release the files. Like, I'm gonna release the files to clear my name. Like, that's just what I would do, because y'all not finna sit here and say I'm doing all this. You know what? Here, just get them. It's just so obvious.
Yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If it's, this is a whole crazy situation. I didn't think it would turn out like this, and I feel like it's just only gonna get crazier. But like the video if you guys are new here, subscribe and join the WillPWR community, and also hit that bell notification so y'all know when we drop it. And without further ado, I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.